There's just time for one tweet before I go off to the Tech Extra breakfast. Donald Clark, who is the person we've been following, one of the plays that I've been working on myself. But both my main plays are around what's happening with higher education, with universities, and one of them is set in the ruins of the Fortress University. That one I'm resting at the moment, or at least it might go over into reality. It's a very good basis of a drama because Kendal, for example, has a ruined castle. There's other ruined castles about, but that's one I can get to easily because I'm in Kendal quite often. And the idea of the Fortress University, Peter Horrocks described that quite a while ago when launching or supporting FutureLearn, the sort of early days of the MOOC. That was when the Fortress University was being discussed. So the drama is set some point in the future, looking back on what happened to it. That's the premise of that one. But I think I'll just go back to a more factual look at exactly what was said. It was based on a talk at Durham, and I think they've got a video of it, but it's not easy to find it at the moment. But I think the Open University's got a text, so can go back to that. Anyway, the thing is, Donald Clark, in one of my versions, is the basis of a character who had the technology seat at the Fortress, at the siege of the Fortress University. There's seats out, and Kendal Castle has got that. Just outside, there are rocks which have been carved into seats. I don't think the rocks are natural. I think it is actually an artwork that's been added. But I'm not. I'll find out about that again as well. Anyway, the technology seat, Donald Clark, and therefore I've kept in contact, or kept the twittering going, and he's it's a bit rude, but I think it's probably very relevant. Neil Mosley, who studies online learning in the UK, but has connections with the United States as well. So there's another podcast or video cast, another video that you can find on YouTube, across the Atlantic, online learning across the Atlantic, something like that. Look for Neil Mosley, you'll find his blog, and then you'll find the link to the transatlantic version of this. But he's reviewing a £1,500 online micro-credential, a reasonably priced micro-course. It's very different to where the MOOC started, but he says this highlights the sheer variety of products within the short course landscape and the range of approaches being taken by universities. And Donald Clark, he's fairly robust in his critique of a lot of things. He mentions employability theatre in UKHE, and few initiatives are actually viable on costs. Most will fail in a landscape that is already on its knees financially. So he's not very positive about what's going on, but he might be right. A lot of it is just a mystery, I would say. There's clearly a lot going on universities, a lot of experimentation, and some of it is online courses or short courses, but it's very hard to find statements by the management of universities as to what their strategy is, or what their policy is, what their priorities are. So in Exeter, for example, we know there are redundancies coming, but we don't know what courses will be cancelled, or if they will be cancelled. Possibly the same courses are on offer, even though there's fewer staff in ways that are yet unknown. But presumably during August or early September, a lot of this will become clear. But anyway, the drama that I am working on is CD Walk, which is walking around central Exeter or anywhere. It started out in central Exeter, but it's really any space with music retail or in the direction of music retail, or with that in the background, asking the question why, given sound and music have moved online, to a great extent anyway, why would education or learning not move in a similar sort of way over enough time? Not exactly the same, but there's some sort of connection with what might happen. And since I've been trying to do this, there's a lot of changes in the music scene. Vinyl has definitely come back, so HMV is viable. The extra one closed down about 3 times, but it seems to be quite strong at the moment, and vinyl is the basis of that. There's also 12 bar, which is using the vinyl, mixing it with a cafe, and that seems to work very well. They have live performance as also, which HMV have kind of paused at the moment. So you can say that this comparison isn't totally negative for the campus, but it probably raises a question about the scale of it or the timing of it. And the other thing that is that on YouTube, there's quite a lot of people saying there's a revival of the compact disc, which is starting. There's new compact disc players being designed and released, but I don't see signs of it in Exeter. I'm not going to have time to explore this going over towards the Tech Exeter breakfast, but I might do it another time. Find out. I just had a quick look in HMV and John Lewis, and they don't have new CD players, I don't think. But it may happen at some point, and there may be a different setup for what a campus is at some point, and it may be explained what's going on.